Following the launch date of Ark Survival Ascended, we will pay a monthly license of $2 million, which will be terminated upon the public release of Ark 2. So when they drop Ark 2, they're not gonna license it anymore, which means... no. Yo, what is up, y'all? So we're reacting to Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear's video. Ark 2 just got wild news. Okay, look.
No, it's been far too long since I last dabbled in Ark, and there's
it
so
has
many gaming
been.
hours in a week, especially when you aren't a full-time gamer and content creator. But there's a lot to talk about concerning Ark. Studio Wildcard has revealed an updated center release date, and of course, Scorched is live along with Bob.
None of us believe that date,
and we need to check in on both of those. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to report on this, but when there are 110 pages of financials to sift through, it takes time. But Snail Games has finally released their fourth quarter numbers and year-end reports, and there are some very interesting things happening with that. Welcome back to the channel. It's Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, and in case you haven't yet hit subscribe, please do so. And don't forget to ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. And away we go. We have to start off with the announcement, or re-announcement. I've lost track now of the center, which has now been dusted off and brought back, according to Wildcard, on June the 3rd. So basically, 2 months from today. Promise.
They're talking trash. Look, they're not gonna look. Y'all, they said June, maybe October, guys.
Tons of new surprises and a map size 2 times the size of the island, which at this point, the wording is a bit vague, but it feels like the comms team is trying to push the idea that the new
2 times larger than the island, bro. Your PC is going to have a stroke. Like, do you know the amount, like, every time they update, the fatal errors get worse and worse and worse. 2 times bigger than the island, your PC is going to have a stroke.
Center map will be much larger than its ASE form, maybe on par with Ragnarok or even Crystal Isles. I honestly don't know for certain, but if they are mentioning the doubling of the size in comparison to the island, I think that's what they're trying to say here. Wildcard is going to have to split its collective developer forces, a fact that they do mention in this week's crunch, with part of the team staying on bug fixes for Scorched, with others.
Okay. And that's why there's still so many, because this is the thing, right? Instead of rushing to the next new thing to make you money, right, Wildcard, instead of rushing to the next new thing to make you money, Wildcard, why don't you fix the first thing? Okay, so you guys release the new map, right? Okay, new, let's just say new, Scorched, okay? And instead of you fixing all the issues on Scorched, you're saying, okay, let's divide the manpower in half, and then we're just gonna move everyone over here to work on this new thing, and half of the team can go. And we know you took your best guys to the new project. I'm not saying these guys are the people who are working with us right now on Scorched aren't great, but I'm saying they obviously took the best talent to go work on this new thing. So it's counterproductive.
But the main body of firepower is sticking with the center and that looming June deadline. Now, backtracking into what is currently live for Survival Ascended, and there's a free weekend going on right now, with Steam and PlayStation players also being shown a 20% off purchase discount, while Xbox has already received it free as part of Game Pass. Now, that whole Game Pass announcement set some people on edge, and I can understand, especially if you were on Xbox and sat through that launch delay only to pay full price when it launched, and here we are, it's been about 4 months, and it has already been packaged into Game Pass, which in itself could be an entire video on how that shift feels way too soon for Ark's evergreen experience.
It's too soon. It's just too soon. It is. Like, imagine you bought it and then now it's free on Game Pass.
A bit later in this video,
it's like, I've been paying for Game Pass. Then because it wasn't on Game Pass, I bought the game. And now it's on Game Pass, but I already bought it for full price. No.
Get a clearer picture. Also, while we're still firmly planted in this week's community crunch, and more specifically the center, which was delayed back in February, mere days before it was set to launch, citing issues with the overall quality of that build, which was being handled by Wildcard's dedicated partners. Anyways, the point I was trying to get to was, now that we've received the June 3rd launch, that's something like 4 months that are going to be ticking by before it releases. My question here is, how bad must that build have looked? I mean, seriously,
Literally, how bad?
I've seen some.
Because bro, Lieutenant, but look, we know that Wildcard will look at it like it's terrible. We're still gonna put it out though. Yeah. But the fact that they had to draw it back, how bad was it? How terrible was it that you actually drew it back? Because we know you guys will see it broken and you're like, put a plaster on it. Yeah, let's pop it out. But how bad was it? Like, it had to be irredeemable. Like, it just had to be, because why else?
For Wildcard to postpone the release that long, it must have been a dumpster fire of epic proportions.
Holy.
Quickly taking a look at the Survival Ascended roadmap, and it has again changed, with now Scorched coming a month late, and of course the center.
That surprise, right? If that surprise isn't a brand new map that we've never seen before, I am so angry. Because right now I'm looking at this, and my favorite maps are Valgiro and Extinction. I do like Lost Island, but Valgiro and Extinction are my favorite maps. And boy, oh effing boy, if I have to wait longer than early 2025 for Valgiro, no.
And the 500-pound gorilla in the room, what about Ark 2? Who's working on that one? When will it launch, if ever? I mean, I still question this myself.
No one is working on Ark 2. No one. You thought we're gonna leave people working? No, we scrapped that.
And finally, what will happen to Survival Ascended if Ark 2 arrives and overlaps with the current Ark game, which I may have an answer to.
They're going to shut down Ark Ascended.
Now, I've been sitting back and monitoring Survival Ascended and Survival Evolved, and with Scorched now live, the player counts are still largely
low,
1-to-1 between old and new, which, by the way, for ASA is a huge improvement from where it was.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad.
Below 10,000 concurrent players on Steam. Still, the parity between these two games, even with remastered Scorched and Bob's Tall Tales, is undeniable.
It's crazy.
ASA is still sitting at a mixed rating on Steam. Bob's Tall Tales is in much the same boat. 54% of those ratings are positive, with many of the reviews stating that even with the DLC purchased and installed, players are still denied access to the content. Now, this next little bit, buried here in the financials, really shook me, and if you aren't paying attention, you need to right now, because this relates to Survival Ascended and Ark 2, and this is one of the very few mentions buried in these 110 pages of Ark 2. Now, leading up to this, Snail explains that they make licensing payments every month to SDE, which is the parent company for Studio Wildcard. Now, these are based on DLCs, and of course, they relate to licensing, and there are tons of explanations and details listed everywhere in this section of the financials. But then I stumbled into Ark Survival Ascended and Ark 2 along with this exact statement. Quote,
I just read something.
Following the launch date of Ark Survival Ascended, which is already passed, we, Snail Games, will pay a monthly license fee of $2 million.
I said it. Following the launch date of Ark Survival Ascended, we will pay a monthly license of $2 million. Which will be terminated upon the public release of Ark 2. So when they drop Ark 2, they're not going to license it anymore, which means... No.
$1 I'm assuming in this case to SDE, which, listen to this, will be terminated upon the public release of Ark 2. Let me say that one more time, because this...
Say it again, my guy.
...from them, and I'm going to break this down in a different manner.
Say it again.
Now, Snail Games is paying to SDE a monthly fee of $2 million for licensing of Ark Survival Ascended, which, the very moment that Ark 2 goes live, will be terminated. Now, I know it's a pretty heavy statement to be making, and I'm going to give you a second to digest it for yourselves and read it up on screen.
I don't want to digest it. This is uneatable food. This is uneatable. This is undigestible. I don't want to.
There is paragraph upon paragraph listed out in these financials in granular detail, listing out every last bit of their licensing.
I'm sweating. I'm actually sweating.
The ASE license runs up through 2035 and will then renew every 3 years from there, and how much they pay monthly for those licensings and for each individual DLC delivery. But to see that exact statement made in their own words, we will pay $2 million monthly for Ark Survival Ascended until Ark 2 launches, at which point that payment will terminate, makes me think of all.
Okay, there's two things, right? The first thing is, it could be just simply they start paying for licensing, which means they lose licensing rights, which means the licensing rights and the IP can be sold to someone else to pay, and then they just focus on Ark 2, which means Ark Ascended could potentially go into the hands of someone who's more capable of running it, or it might go directly back to Wildcard. I hope, worst case scenario, I hope that's what they're saying, because if not, that you're just gonna that's the thing about it.
Possibilities that ASA being in early access means that they, Snail, can legally pull the plug on this entire project at any time, and seeing the monthly payments are going to stop once Ark 2 launches, with no mention of continued licensing, with no mention of a suitable alternative. There's no statements to the effect of future licensing agreements will be negotiated upon release. Well, we could have now just seen in their own financials confirmation that Snail is using Ark Survival Ascended as nothing but a stopgap, a financial means to the end, which is Ark 2, and Survival Ascended will be cast out the very moment that Ark 2 launches.
That's bogus.
Again, I'm just taking a look at what I see here in the financials, not my wording, but it really sticks out from the rest of their licensing and payment verbiage. Leave me some feedback on anything Ark related, and I will do my best to respond.
So, in retrospect, what they're saying is, once Ark 2 comes out, they're going to pull the plug. But the thing is, right, I hope they stop paying for licensing. The licensing goes up into the air where another buyer potentially could come in, buy the licensing rights, and then continue putting support into it. Because if it's just like pull the plug, they still own the IP. It's just not. They're making. They forced us to start over again from ASE to ASA just to pull the plug in the next year or two. That would be unruly. I don't even want to think about it because I'm pissed. Holy, bro. Imagine they do that. Like, nah, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's just wrong. On every level, it's wrong. But for them to have that in their actual, in their documents, like they have it there in their documents, is very telling. Nah, y'all gotta tell me. Y'all gotta honestly tell me what y'all think, because this is actually insane that they're actually going to pull the plug. And the thing is, right, they're not saying they will, but it's because it's there. That means they can, and we know how they are. If they launch Ark 2 and Ark 2 is not doing good in the first 2 months, they're pulling the plug. Like, everybody, come over here now, or you're not playing the game. I expect nothing less from them. Oh my God. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure to go check out Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, bro, because damn, bro. Damn, nah. Y'all go, nah, stop. This is wrong. This is wrong.